If we were going to break away for some smut, I would have really liked seeing more mirror scenes from June. His identity as an autosexual is pretty crucial in My Demon Crybaby Maria. Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today, we'll be discussing June and the Grim Reaper by Yukihiko Sano. And this review is thanks in part to those of you who took part in my poll. This was the last choice in the poll, specifically Grim Reaper X and Autosexual, and if you'd like to check out the other two options, you can watch them by clicking the annotations or the links in the description. If you'd like to help decide what gets reviewed next, go ahead and subscribe, get your BL Library card for the BL Library, and be on the lookout for my community posts. If you want more power in the polls, and some other fun benefits, check out my Patreon. I've got some fun read with me live streams happening over there, plus some patron only giveaways. You can find that in the description below. Before we get started, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled on this manga, go ahead and click off now. No worries, I'll catch you next time. For those of you who decide to stick around, let's go over some content warnings. There may be references to dubcon, non-con, power imbalance, age gap, violence, death, overwork, virgin shaming, blood, and near-death experiences as these things do appear in the manga. But if that's it with you, let's go and get started. Just a quick warning, this is the spinoff to My Demon Crybaby Maria, and I highly recommend you read that first before proceeding. Kyoji is a Grim Reaper, but he's also a virgin, and he has just the person in mind to give his virginity to. He wants June, but June is an autosexual, attracted to himself above anyone else. Still, Kyoji is determined, and as a supernatural being, he has all the power and time to pursue June. June is steadily worn down, but to Kyoji's surprise, it's not his front virginity that June is going to take. June is very much a top, and he's all too happy to play with the Grim Reaper, despite his complaints. Kyoji is disappointed, but pleased that this has given him an in with June. Determined to fuck June, Kyoji starts spending night after night hanging out with June, where the two talk about anything and everything. This has the unfortunate side effect of hurting Kyoji's job performance. As it turns out, being a Grim Reaper isn't all that different from being an office worker, with goals and KPIs. Unlike an office worker though, poor performance for Kyoji means reincarnation into a lower life form, in this case, an ant. He needs to get his job back on track, but wants to be with June too. Can he balance a budding relationship and his job, or will he lose it all and become nothing more than a literal ant? To start with, as much as I liked Maria in the first entry, I also said that June was not as attractive as his counterpart, ironically, the person Maria got his face from. This sequel series validates that for sure. June is very unattractive in several panels, and this title does a great job of highlighting the inconsistencies in the style. It's honestly surprising how unattractive the cover and the characters are in this entry compared to My Demon Crybaby Maria. June is so creepy and weird looking. That's not to say he doesn't have cute moments, but I'm generally disappointed in this title's art. The story is also not as strong as My Demon Crybaby Maria. I think it's really cute how desperate Kyoji is in trying to win over June, but their chemistry never gets better as far as I can tell. We do get a bit of a reprieve from how weird they are by seeing the couple from My Demon Crybaby Maria having sex, which is awesome by the way, but that does take up precious time that could have been spent establishing the actual couple in this series. The couple does play an ancillary role as a listening ear for both June and Kyoji, and they help June realize that the ink on him isn't from Kyoji, but even that doesn't push the relationship forward. June's main complaint is that he wants to be friends with Kyoji. They just never seem to get to that romantic, high chemistry relationship, and that's unfortunate. If we were going to break away for some smut, I would have really liked seeing more mirror scenes from June. His identity as an autosexual is pretty crucial in My Demon Crybaby Maria, but it's forgotten in this series, which is ironic since he's the focus this time around. We get a few references about his self-attraction in the beginning, but that's it. It feels like such a waste of such a funny and interesting character attribute for June. I would have loved a scene of him maybe putting Kyoji under a mounted mirror so he could look at himself while he fucked Kyoji. Then that could progress to him wanting to see how Kyoji looks while making some cute sounds, ultimately leading to June finding that he thinks Kyoji is cuter than himself. But this is all just my headcanon, and that makes me sad. I guess I hope you enjoyed my fanfic. Maybe I'll create my own autosexual story. Follow me on my author website if you'd be interested in that project. Now, I've been pretty negative throughout the series, but there is one thing I did enjoy about this title: how it expounds on the Grim Reapers. I'm glad they expanded that portion of the story, as it did feel like Kyoji in My Demon Crybaby Maria was rolling solo solo. But as it turns out, there's a whole world behind the Grim Reaper role. People just wake up there, are given names, and then sent out to start helping people pass on with office worker style KPIs, which really speaks to my suffering inner office drone. This was a really fun aspect of the story that I'm glad was further explored, but that's all it is. Interesting. The rest of the romantic substance around it is lost. With all that being said, this was a disappointment. I wouldn't say My Demon Crybaby Maria was my favorite story in the world, but it was fun, interesting, and smutty, things this didn't come close to matching. Were there interesting elements? Yes. Was there smut? Yes. Was it fun though? I don't think so. And the romance was absolutely non-existent, which was unfortunate. I do recommend you give My Demon Crybaby Maria a try, but this would be a skip. Have you read June and the Grim Reaper? If so, what do you think? Do you agree with my assessment? Do you not? Let me know in comment below. Otherwise, I'll catch you next time. Bye!